Good evening, this is David Homami, and we're going to be going over the Rebbe's Maamer in a series of Maamarim, starting with the Maamer of Bereshis bara Elokim. This is part of the Rebbe's Melukat Maamarim, the Maamarim that were compiled from the Rebbe and checked over by the Rebbe. So this Maamer was said Motzaei Shabbos Bereshis in the Rebbe's room in Lamed Ches. Start from the beginning. Bereshis bara Elokim es hashamayim es haaretz, that in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. V'amru Razal, and the sages ask a question. Amar Rabbi Yitzchak, Loi hayasarich la'aschil es hatira, ela mi'achodesh hazeh lachem v'chulu. That Rabbi Yitzchak asks the question. He said, shouldn't the Torah have started with hachodesh hazeh lachem? This was the first mitzvah of the Torah, of counting the months, making a calendar. Umad tam pasach b'Bereshis. So why does it start with Bereshis? Mishum koyach ma'asav higi le'amoi lases lahem nachlas goyim. That's because he wanted to show his strength that he gave over to his nation the inheritance of the goyim. Shim yorimru umois ha'olam liYisrael listimatem. That if the nations of the world are going to say to the Jews, you are thieves, shikashavtem artzos shiva goyim, hem oimrim lahem kol ha'aretz shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu hi. That they're going to say that you conquered all the lands of the seven nations. The Jews will say to them, the whole entire earth is God's. Hu bara'a onasana la'asher yashav einav. He created it and he gave it to who he saw worthy in his eyes. Birtzoinoi nasla lahem u'birtzoinoi natla mehem v'nasla lanu. That in his desire he gave it to them, and in his desire he took it from them and gave it to us. This is the first Rashi of the whole Chumash. And the Chabad Rebbeim ask a question on this. The whole question of why does it even start with the Torah should have started with HaChodesh Hazeh Lachem, the counting of the months. Ki inyan HaChodesh Hazeh hu yichud soivev v'malei, is because the concept of counting months, HaChodesh Hazeh, this month, is a unity of soivev and malei. Ki chodesh hu bechinas malchus, because the concept of a month is malchus. Chodesh ishtoi, like we say that a woman counts her days, counts the month. Bechinas mamale kolamim, and malchus is the level of mamale. V'zeh hu inyan gilui k'maim razal mare be'etzma v'omer zeh. Like the sages say that, and zeh is the concept of revelation. Like we say that a person points with his finger and he says this, and that represents Yisoid and Zah. Yichud soivev umimale kolamim. So the concept of HaChodesh Hazeh Lachem is a unity of soivev and mamale. Pirush HaChodesh Hazeh Lachem hu shebebechinas mamale kolamim chodesh yeboi gilui soivev kolamim hazeh. And the whole concept of HaChodesh Hazeh Lachem is that mamale should have a revelation of soivev. Therefore, we should have started the Torah from this mitzvah of HaChodesh Hazeh Lachem, because the whole purpose of the Torah and its mitzvahs is a unity of soivev and mamale. So base. The whole concept of drawing down soivev through the Torah and mitzvahs in its first source is drawing down the infinite light that comes before the tzimtzum. Like it says in the Sefer Emek HaMelech, in the beginning, the Brias HaElamois haya ayadei tzimtzum harishon shaya be'orin soif v'nishar chalal u'makam panui. That the creation of all the worlds was through a first contraction, that there was the infinite light, and there only remained an empty, hollow space. And once there was an empty space, from there was the source of the creation of all the vessels and the existence of the worlds. Inyan Ma'aseh Bereshis, that's where the whole concept of the act of creation started. This that it says about Adam Arishon, that he placed him in Gan Eden to work it and to protect it, shekai al ha'avoda de Torah mitzvos, la'avda ze ramach mitzvos aseh, u'lashamra ze shasa mitzvos leis aseh, that this refers to the service of Torah mitzvos, that when it says la'avda, to protect it, that refers to the 248 positive commandments. U'lashamra, this refers to protecting the 365 negative commandments. So that whole concept that Adam HaRishon was placed in Gan Eden, hu lahamshich toisfois urois al yedei hakav me'orin soif shilifnat simsum. That's drawing down additional light through the kav of the infinite light that came before the simsum. Ad shila'asid ye giloi orin soif makom hachalal k'moi shaya kredam ad simsum. And this whole process is going to happen all the way until the future when Mashiach is going to come. There will be a revelation of the infinite light in the empty space like it was before that first contraction. That's why the sages said that we should have started the Torah from HaChodesh HaZelachem, Ki Sipur Ma'aseh Bereshis, HaKol Hu Achar HaTzimtzum, because the whole story of the act of creation is after the Tzimtzum, Umikevan she'inyan shel HaTorah Hu Hamshachas and since the whole concept of the Torah is to draw down the infinite light that's higher than the Tzimtzum, then it should have started the beginning of the Torah not from Maaseh Bereshis, rather it should have started from HaChodesh HaZelachem, which is drawing down the concept of Sovev, that the source of Sovev is the infinite light that is before the Tzimtzum. Moving on to Gimel. So what's the reason that it doesn't start with HaChodesh HaZelachem, but rather it starts with Bereshis? That's to show to his nation that he gave them the inheritance of the Goyim, of the non-Jews. Meaning that the whole concept of showing his greatness, his power, that he gave an inheritance of the Goyim, is much higher than the concept of drawing down Sovev. All of this, giving us an inheritance, is the level of the infinite light that's before the Tzimtzum. So the whole purpose of Torah and mitzvos is to draw down a new light. Meaning the level of the essence of Hashem that's higher than the light that filled up the empty space. How do you draw this down? This drawing down of light is specifically through the avodah of birurim. Birurim is refinements, taking something in the world and refining it to become better. That this is the greatness of Hashem showing his power, that he gave us an inheritance of the Goyim over the mitzvah of HaChodesh HaZelachem, of counting the month. Because the concept of HaChodesh Hazeh is the light of Sovev. That Sovev in its source is the light that filled up the empty space. The avodah of refinement of the world that came from what fell down from the 7 kings, Malchei Edom Shebretzon Naslahem, which is referring to the kingship of Edom, that in his desire he took it from them, like the sages say that they created worlds and he destructed them, and all of this happened so that the Jews can refine and they can inherit them and they can make it into an inheritance of Yaakov, an inheritance for the Jews. So through this whole process, Mamshichin Bechinas Ur Chadash Shilamayla mi'ha'or shahaya memali makom echalo. Through this whole process, you bring down a completely new light that's higher than the light that was even in the empty space. Just like it is in the world, which is, when they say world, referring to the world of Bria, Yetzira, and Asiya, that over there everything got split up. From there, more specifically, is the refinement of the conquering of the land of the 7 nations. That the Jews can turn it over, convert it over, that land into Eretz Yisrael. Sif Daled. V'hinei mikivan dezeh shibirtzoinu nasla lahem lizman mesuyam. That since it was in Hashem's desire to give it to them for a limited time, hu bichdei shi'ei achar kach birtzoinu natla lamehem v'naslanu. That's in order that afterwards it was in Hashem's desire to take it from them and to give it to us. Harei pashut, if you know all this, then it's clear. Shebe'im machlitim b'toikef, if you make a strong choice, as mevarim benakel b'yiser es artzos shiva goyim, then refining becomes much easier of the land of the 7 goyim. V'kolo olam kulo, and not only that, but the entire earth can become refined, shi'edira lo yisbarich, that it can become a dwelling place for Hashem. This is why it seems in the world that we need to have some sort of toiling. And this whole toiling seems to be like so much that the nations of the world make a mistake in regards to the refinement. And they come and they say, Listimatem, you are thieves. That's because of the great concealment and hiding of Hashem's light. That they don't feel in the world that the whole earth is for Hashem. And from you comes everything. But the whole purpose and the intention of the concealment and the hiding of Hashem is in order that there should be a request from over there. As Yidden zal suchen und gefinnen dem Eibishterem b'chol inyane ha'olam, that the Jews should search and find the Eibishter in the whole entire world. B'halamos v'esterim, in the hiddenness, in the concealment. V'kimashal ha'av ha'master es atzmai mibnoi ha'katan b'chdei laharois es chachmas haben shemevin sha'hester v'ahelam eino ela b'chdei shivachshinu b'imtzainu. Like an example of a father who hides himself from his young son, in order to show the wisdom of the son, that he should understand that the hiddenness is only there that he should request and he should find him. And the Torah promises that when you request from there, for sure you're going to find. For sure you'll be successful and you will find. And how does it become successful? That we will conquer the entire earth and we will make it into a dwelling place for Hashem. So much so that it says that when Mashiach comes, that it will be changed over into a one nation of clear tongue to serve as one entity, to serve Hashem as one entity. And then to Hashem will be the kingship. Sif Hey. We could connect this with the concept that we say that Jacob went on his way. Motzaei Shabbos Bereshis. That we say on Motzaei Shabbos Bereshis, after the first Shabbos of the year. וגם שהולך לדרכו גם בענייני הרשוס ובדין דחול במשך כל השנה, that even though we go in the ways of what is permissible in the world, not just in holy things, and in uvdin dechol, those things that are for the weekday, that are considered mundane throughout the whole entire year, nevertheless we're not scared of this. Rather we go with a surety in our way, with a happiness and with a gladdened heart. That's why on Motzaei Shabbos, and specifically Motzaei Shabbos Bereshis, that we begin mainly the whole Seder, the whole order of Jacob going in his way. Motzaei Shabbos we omrim al tira avdi Yaakov, don't be scared, my servant Yaakov. Ki b'Motzaei Shabbos mistalik haneshama yisera, v'sarich lachzor v'liyared b'bechinas Yaakov avdi b'chol sheshes mehamaisa. That on Motzaei Shabbos the extra neshama leaves us, and we need to return it and to descend the Yaakov, my servant, in all the 6 days of creation, levarer birurim bebiyah, in order to refine refinements in the world of Bria, Yetzira, Asiya, and so on. Lekach emer al tira avdi Yaakov. Therefore, we have this saying: "Don't be scared, my servant Yaakov." Chulu, miliyar sham, from descending over there. Ubezen noisim koyach v'oiz chulu, and in this we are given a power and a strength. V'atam lazeh le'inyan al tira hu ki havaya elokav imoy. And the reason why we shouldn't be scared in this concept of don't be scared is because Hashem, his God, was with him. Shekol echad ve'echad misrael, gam mishu bechinas Yaakov, that each and every Jew, even the Jews who are on the level of Yaakov, b'chol makom, b'chol zman, b'chol inyan, in every place, in every time, and in every way, gam b'chol, b'chutz la'aretz, u'bi'emei hachol, u'be'uvdin dechol, that also chutz la'aretz, outside of Eretz Yisrael, and in the days of the week, the weekdays, and in the going in those things that are mundane, Havaya elakav hu imoy, that Hashem, his God, is with him. And Hashem is with him so much that he becomes like a partner with Hashem in the act of creation. That how does he become a partner? That he affects a novelty into the creation, just like a Kadosh Baruch Hu, if you could say. Through the service of refining, you make the world into a dwelling place for Hashem. You affect a novelty, something completely brand new in the creation. That this is why on the Shabbos of Bereshis we read in the Torah that in the beginning Elohim created the heavens and the earth. That through this we're going to make a creation of the heavens and the earth and all their hosts, mechadash, from brand new, and in a way of completely new. So much so that it's going to be completely new heavens and a completely new earth.